The content rules. Now is probably a good time to clarify and expand on a really important point. Creating awesome content is critical, but it's not enough. You must also develop material that meets a number of other objectives, and is mindful of the conventions of good content where you knew this was coming. The content rules. In an age when more and more people are creating their own blog posts, filming videos, hosting webinars, and producing other content, when technology allows businesses to reach their customers directly, when customers are searching for information online, and educating themselves about the products and services that interest them, when the idea of publishing material to reach a certain audience isn't reserved for an elite few, who can afford the printing and distribution costs, when anyone at all can be part of the media, and when companies need to sound like what they are, organizations run by actual humans, well, we need to discredit the notion that creating content is complicated and difficult. We promised in the introduction that we weren't going to spend a lot of time convincing you that the rules have changed, that product-centric communications sell your brand short. And we won't. Instead, here is a concise and easy-to-share list of one rules to help set you on the right path. We've already been talking about the first content rule. Embrace being a publisher. We won't go into more detail about the others, too. But without further fanfare, we present the content rules. 1. Embrace being a publisher. You most likely already have, because you bought this book. If you still need convincing, go back and read the introduction and chapter 1 again. 2. Insight inspires originality. Know yourself better than anyone. Get your brand story straight, and give voice to your distinctive point of view based on your mission and attributes. Know your customers, too, and what keeps them up at night. What are their concerns and objectives? What do they care about? How will your brand help them in their daily lives? 3. Build momentum. Why are you creating? Good content always has an objective. It's created with intent. It therefore carries triggers to action. 4. Speak human. Communicate your brand mission, values, and philosophy in simple terms, using the language of your customers. Speak in a conversational tone, with personality, empathy, and true emotion. Kill corporate speak, buzzwords, and other language that makes you sound like a tool. 5. Reimagine, don't recycle. Recycling is an afterthought. Good content is intentionally reimagined, at its inception, for various platforms and formats. 6. Share or solve, don't she 11. Good content doesn't try to sell. Rather, it creates value by positioning you as a reliable and valuable source of vendor-agnostic information. Your content shares a resource, solves a problem, helps your customers do their jobs better, improves their lives, or makes them smarter, WT-Wire, LGUER. Looking, taller, better networked, cooler, more enlightened, and with better backhands, tighter S's, and cuter kids. In other words, it's high value to your customers, in whatever way resonates best with them. 1. Show, don't just tell. Good content doesn't preach or hard sell. Instead, it shows how your product lives in the world. It demonstrates through case studies or client narratives how your customers use your product or service, and explains in human terms how it adds value to their lives, eases their troubles, and meets their needs. Good content is not about storytelling, it's about telling a true story well. 8. Do something unexpected. There's no business like show business, right? Occasionally adding an element of surprise to your content both drives viral sharing and enhances your company's personality. B2B companies, we're looking at you. 9. Stoke the campfire. Like a good campfire, good content sparks interaction, and ignites conversation between you and your customers, and among your customers themselves, in the social sphere. 10. Create wings and roots. This advice is usually applied to parenting. Give your children roots to keep them grounded and wings to explore new worlds. But it applies to content nicely, too. Ground your content solidly in your unique perspective and point of view, but give it wings to soar freely, and be shared across social platforms, all over the web. 1. Play to your strengths. You don't have to create everything and publish everywhere. You don't have to do it all inclusively. Create killer blogs and podcasts and white papers and webinars and ebooks and puppet shows and whatever else you can imagine. You don't have to do all of that. But you do have to do some things, and, at the very least, one thing really, really well. In the coming chapters, we explain and expand on these content rules. Some of them are chapter headings, while others are woven into the chapters, as callouts or reinforced in the How-To section Part 2 or Success Stories Part 3. In any case, they are all of equal import. Consider them a handy set of content commandments, by which to run your own publishing efforts. We 11 continue by expanding on the second rule. Insight inspires originality.